Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 84 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, where today I've expanded our RF Tools Dimensions block space. Basically took the blocks I made last episode and placed them down. Not super exciting. But, so we've got the Dimlet Workbench, the Knowledge Holder, and then this dude, the Researcher, kind of ready to go. I should probably hook him up to power of some kind, which I should be able to do no problem. And that's what I want to check out today, is see how all these blocks work and what they do. Because some of them we've obviously seen before, right? Like, I know how Dimlet Workbench works, I think. At least I knew how it worked in previous versions. It may be different now. I guess we'll find out. Right? But Researcher and Knowledge Holder. Knowledge Holder looks to me to basically just be a giant chest for storing RF Tools Dimensions items, because there's a lot of them. And if you place it next to a Dimlet Workbench, it says here, the Knowledge Holder is a big storage item that can only hold knowledge. Set this block adjacent to a Dimlet Workbench so that you can create dimlets that correspond to the knowledge that you discovered. Seems pretty straightforward, right? And then Dimlet Workbench is the main tool you need to create dimlets. It also needs at least one knowledge holder setting adjacent to it. You will need knowledge to be able to make dimlets. All right, cool. Dimlets are little items that help describe a dimension. They represent various features of a dimension. You can loot dimlets from Enderman as a rare drop, but it's best to make them using the Dimlet Workbench. Cool. So last episode from RF Tools Dimension, we found ourselves some rare dimensional essence, right, and some common from some mobs. We didn't find legendary, though. So I suspect there's an even more challenging mob that we didn't run into yet, because we only spent a few minutes in the dimension, right, checking it out. We also found some block dimlets, so like endstone dimlet, for example. So I'm going to snag what we did find out there, and I might even make a few new dimensions just to see what's all involved. So first off, block dimlet, do you go in there? No. So that does not go into the holder. How about you? You seem to go into a spot. Interesting. What about this guy? Can I take my endstone thing and research him? Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Fancy. I think he's analyzing the block dimlet and doing something with it. Infusing reduced power consumption and faster processing. We should look at infusing these guys. I think that would be smart, right? Definitely. So what did that get me? Ooh, uncommon lost knowledge. Sweet. All right, so you can take an existing... All right, nifty. Cool. You can take an existing dude and do things with it. All right, nifty, nifty, nifty. So now what if we were to research this common lost knowledge, right? And I'm suspecting this is automatable. I would expect, right? I don't know for sure, but I would hope. And I'm guessing this will give me a piece of something. One of these bits over here. We're going to find out. Okay, so that's a thing. That did not behave the way I expected it to. Do you go in? Okay, these guys go in here, so that's cool. Oh, hey, look at that. Okay, wow, hello. That's neat. All right. Cool. So I see a bunch of blocks. Interesting. Not quite sure I get it. Pattern common blocks, reason storage blocks. Oh, pattern unknown, uncommon blocks, stone-like. Oh, I see. Hold on. So, pattern common block. So if I put this, pattern uncommon block, reason stone-like, endstone bricks, obsidian. Oh, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. So you have to research them so that you identify the pattern and the reason, whatever that means. So this is storage blocks. So that's going to be like your blocks that can store multiple things, right? Like lead blocks, osmium blocks. So like it combines, 9 of an item into 1, right? Or a redstone block. I got it. Okay. Now that makes sense. Cool. So we totally do need to research these things, right? Now, can I put a whole stack in there at a time? Seems like the answer is yes. But what will happen when it exports it? Will it export the whole stack, or what? I shouldn't be testing this with these, is what I shouldn't be doing. Let's test it with these two, right? Because these are legendary. I don't want to waste them in case there's a bug here. Because this is the beta version of our tools dimension, to be fair. So we want to be a little bit careful about it. So let's see what happens. So I should definitely infuse this machine. I feel like would be a smart move. All right, cool. So that's what happens. All right, and that got me terraformable blocks. That's interesting. So I add that into here. Cool. Yeah, look at that. Okay, lots more things. That's neat. All right, I'm getting a feel for how this works. I'm kind of getting this. And that would be storage blocks again, right? So that we already had, so that's kind of meh. So let's do that. And while that's cooking, I'm going to get a machine infuser. Because this is a nifty block from RF Tools base. Most RF Tools machines, I think, can respond to this. You can basically upgrade machines with it to make them generally faster and better in some way, shape, or form. So either they'll like operate faster, they'll use less RF. If they have a chance of producing something, that chance can sometimes be higher. Ooh, reason wither a moon. Oh, what's that mean? I don't know. So that adds legendary blocks. So that, by the way, gave us bedrock. Okay, cool. I notice we're getting a lot of blocks. Now, here's one thing. I think what I'm going to do is have probably some kind of decent-sized chest, like an iron chest. That seems like a good time, right? So that, I mean, obviously I want to store the knowledge thingies in the knowledge holder, but also as I'm going through this, I don't want to not know what I got. So I think the easiest way to get that to happen is to keep this empty, and then when we research something, we can see what it is, right? So let's get this guy placed down. I'm going to pop you here. Okay. And then we need some dimensional shard ore, of which we have some, but we'll see if it's enough. Take you, pop you in there, and then infuse you with dimensional shards. Now, previous versions, this took about 4 stacks to completely do. And by the way, we can totally use some friends to help us out. Yeah, see, 25% infused. Cool. All right, so 4 stacks of dimensional shard ore equals fully upgraded, which is cool. So now if I pop one of these guys in here, he doesn't seem that much faster. Is it me, or is he doesn't seem that much faster? I'm just saying, not that much faster. Faster, yes. That much faster? Meh. So that also got me bedrock. I'm yawning a lot at this point. Legendary block wither immune. How come I keep getting bedrock and only bedrock? Am I doing something wrong here? Am I wasting these in some way, shape, or form? Yeah, I keep getting legendary block wither immune. Huh. Interesting. You would think there'd be other kinds of things that you could get, right? So this was terraformable. Path blocks, deco blocks, terraformable, deco blocks, terraformable, forest biomes, storage blocks, terraformable, deco blocks, storage blocks, deco blocks, terraformable. Yeah, that's a lot of repeats. So terraformable is this kind of stuff. Okay. And those are biome modifiers, so that's cool. But there's like so many possibilities. Why would I get like the same one so often? Storage blocks we already had, right? Deco blocks? Or what? Okay. Got it. Interesting. I'm a little confused. Because path blocks, did we have those already too? Maybe? Interesting. So a lot of blocks, for sure, in that knowledge stuff. I wonder if the dimension that we found influences the type of knowledge we can find in it. don't know. I don't know. Now you see I've got uranium ore here. I'm going to store this in this chest as well, because I'm going to want much uranium ore in the future. Probably, maybe. Let's make a new dimlet and try out a new dimension. Let's do that. So let's generate a new dimension, get a few researches from it, and see if they differ from the ones we just got. That's all I can plan. For that, I think we're going to want a digit dimlet. So what these do, if I can find it, there he is, digit dimlet, right? That's going to be you. What these do is when you modify your dimlet, so I can extract this, right? So, and that will give me back all the dimlets I used to make this thing. And as a reminder, I didn't use any dimlets to make this thing, so that's cool. When you put digit dimlets in there, so here's the deal with RF Tools dimensions. When you use dimlets to custom create a dimension, every time you make an empty dimension tab into a realized dimension tab with a set of dimlets, it will point to the same dimension. So let's say we did something like forest biome and uranium blocks, right? We make that dimension. It's going to create a dimension from scratch with all the definitions that we created. Now, if we go get another empty dimension tab and we put the exact same dimlets in the pattern, it's going to point back to the original dimension that we originally created. So if we don't want that to happen, we can add digit dimlets. All they do is say, hey, make this a unique dimension, right? Because every dimension needs its own unique sequence of dimlets. So by adding this to it, it will say, no, don't point back to your original random dim 1, right? So if I went and created this guy, he's going to point back to random dim 1 that we already did. Putting the digit dimlet in there will now point to a different dimension. So, boom. How cool is that? So if we do that and that, right, we can hook that dude up, and then let's home base. Once he's done, there we go. Cool. So that's looking good. Home base random dim 2 dial once. We're ready to go. Let's go see what this dimension has in store for us. Oh great, it's raining in this one. Hello. Hello, weird dimension of weirdness. Bathballs are here. Hello, friend. What else we got going on? A lot of these green blob dudes. Right, which is nice. I might need to automate these at some point. I can only assume that there's a legendary version of those. So we've got Prismarine Cubes, which is kind of neat. That's cool. They're empty, but they're there. Right, and it's raining and dark in this dimension. Now, I don't know if it's always going to be dark or always going to be raining, but neat. It's a cool dimension, though, right? Would night vision help us? Very greeny. Very greeny. I want to see what's this. Are these things always filled with water? Because it kind of seems like they are. So the Prismarine brick cubes might be filled with water. They seem to be, right? Yep. That's cool. That's cool. Alright, so let's look around for one of those little house dudes. Cool. And we'll see what happens. Hey, there's some. Yeah, that's what's up. Cool. So this guy has fluorite ore. That's neat. This dude has Alf glass. Also neat. Man, a dimension made out of Alf glass. That sounds terrifying. I love it. Flying into a 2x1 space is never easy. Coal ore. Okay. So this dimension we seem to be finding a lot of ore types in the chests, where the other one didn't. So I'm not sure. I'm honestly not. Redstone ore. See? I'm sensing a pattern here, but it's, you know, sample size is small, so I don't know for sure. But I feel like the last place we found a lot of decorative blocks in the houses when we looked. And here we're finding a lot of ores. Copper ore, right? You see the pattern? Am I crazy? Or is that what we're finding here? What's the terrain made out of? Is it just sand and red sand? Nice. That's cool. Alright. Weird parallel dimensions. Blaze mesh. What's that? This stuff? Oh, cool. I'm guessing a dimension made out of that won't be OP at all. Oh, what do we get here? Attribute dimlet. Modifiers for terrain dimlets to alter how the terrain is generated. No bedrock key. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So if we throw that into a dimension, it will have, as you would probably assume, no bedrock. I like the sound of that. Ancient debris. Hello. Hello, sir. Ancient debris. Don't mind if I do. I already did this house. What? I got lost. Alright, let me pop into these two houses. We'll see what we get, and then we'll pop home and research some of this knowledge we found and see what that does for us. Magenta pedal block. Nickel ore. Okay. Now we will teleport home, and let's research all these things and see what their deal is, right? So you guys can go in here for the time being, and then I'm going to do the legendary ones first, because why not, right? So that got me Wither Immune, 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 Wither Immune. Okay, I get the point. I feel like I'm not quite sure. So there's uncommon, which is far more uncommon than legendary, it seems. And then there's these guys. What am I doing something wrong? I gotta ping McJady and be like, help. This one has wooden, so that's kind of different. I'm guessing that's, yeah, all the woods. So that's neat. So I got some new things. Icy biomes, biome controllers. This might be cool, actually. Single. Alright, that's cool. Savanna biomes, common feature. Extreme hills biome. Neat. Let's see what these two give us. I assume this is just extreme hills. Oh no, there's a bunch of different extreme hills. And what's common hills, or common feature give us? Tendrils. Oh, that's neat. See, that might be cool for that. Yeah. So if I want to make this, you're telling me that's the pattern I need? So I need dimensional shard ore? And then I assume I need those bits in the top there. Okay. So let's just try making this, right? So I need the tier 1 version of those things. 4 shards and 1 string, apparently. Right? So the tier 1 versions of these things, I'm going to go teach you how to make some of this stuff from dimensions. Because I suspect we'll be needing them, right? So like you... I may or may not know how to make an infused ender pearl. I'm assuming I don't? Yeah, I don't think I do. And then... I'm also assuming I don't know how to make an infused diamond. That's a fair assessment. And then I'll also want these guys. Do I know how to make blocks of lapis? I do. Hooray, good for me. And then the tier 2 version of these. So basically, the more complicated or rare the feature that you're trying to make, the more expensive it is. So these are 2 of the components, energy and memory modules. You know, like easy things to make require tier 1s of them. More complex things to make require tier 2s of them. Right? And then tier 3 and 4. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. More complex versus less complex. So tendrils doesn't look too complicated. Right? So what I should be able to do is craft the 2 tier 1 versions of these. Which shouldn't be hard, because they don't really require much. And then we pop them in there, along with some string, apparently. And then create. create. I might need a blank dude from the dimensional thingy. Empty dimlet. Okay. Not quite sure where the string goes. Actually, you guys are in the wrong spot, so that doesn't help. Feels right, doesn't it? Oh, look at that. You can see all of them. Neat. All right, so here's all the different ones you can get. So that's cool, at least. There's no further pages, are there? I'm assuming the workbook is a work in progress. So tendrils, use this dimlet and dimensional describer. Yes. Yes. So those guys are in... Oh, did I get the tier 2 version of it? Well, there's part of the problem. I meant to get the tier 1 version of it. My bad. Create. Create. Still not good, though. And that's the right spot for it, yes? Yes. So, I don't know where string would go. Yeah, that's my only concern, is I don't know where string goes. Because that doesn't fit in that slot, neither does that. I'm assuming this is where the string goes. I really feel like that's the right place, right? Alright, so I think I got something here. We have to make a feature dimlet? I think that's right. Feature dimlet. Alright, empty feature dimlet. Hold on. Empty feature dimlet. Yes. So, empty feature dimlet. And then that goes into here. Aha! And now we can create our tendrils. Nice! Okay, cool. There you go. So, because it's a feature, we needed a feature, an empty feature dimlet. Okay, cool. I get it. I get it. You get it? Cool. Hello. That was the... Literally started recording to say something, and the moment I hit the record button, that happened. Anyway, I'm at the monument here, because I want a sponge. So I need to find an Elder Guardian. Can I not break these? Is that how that works? I don't actually know. I don't think I've actually ever legitimately gone through one of these before. There we go. I'm assuming there's one in here, right? An Elder Guardian? There's a lot of Guardians, and I know they hurt. So I'm trying to not, you know, die. Trying to not die. Need a sponge, please. Yeah, you guys hurt, and I'm trying to avoid you. A lot of them. There really are. I might just need to get out this bad boy. Because you guys are super not cool. Aha! Well, that's cool. Dark Prismarine. Very unbreakable. Ah! Alright, gotta wait for a little bit of healing. Like I said, the one downside with the whole nutritional paste thing is that you don't heal very quickly. I need to, like, lurk for a minute and get my health up. But I guess I have to explore this place to find the Elder Guardian. Is that how it works? Do they need line of sight to hurt me? I really hope so. Because I'm purposely hiding back here. Wow, my health takes forever. I got a Guardian statue, so that's cool. So was that thing that happened as soon as I started recording, was that an indication that there's an Elder Guardian here? There should be 3 in each temple, right? Isn't that how it works? I just want a sponge. And I don't know that there's any other way to get one. Oh, I think that's an Elder Guardian right there. I think it is. I think that's an Elder Guardian in there. Oh boy, I am not swimming that. That is not me. Whatever's happening. Yeah, that's an Elder Guardian. That is definitely an Elder Guardian. Alright, let's get in there. Yeah. Aha. Sweet, I got a sponge. Neat. You guys hurt? I just don't want to die inside the monument here, because that would probably be a really bad corpse run. That would be the worst of corpse runs. Well, that was cool. Take that, Elder Guardian. I've got a ridiculously OP hammer. So there's supposed to be 3 of them in here, right? And I know that their sponge drops are not affected by looting, so no need to kill them with my looting sword, right? Hey, is that another one? I think it is. Alright, that's 2 sponges, so that's a good time. I need to find a better way to make a sponge. Because I need sponges for a thing that I'm working on, and I will tell you what that thing is in a minute. You just have to kill them really quickly before they can hurt you. Alright. Let's go home. There's enough sponges for now. So in theory, I've got, you know, the potential for one more sponge to exist over there. So wet sponges can be smelted into dry sponges? Yes. Cool. Alright. The reason I want that is we can research things another way. Oh, cool. I got Elder Guardian statues. Nice. Put all this stuff away. Good times. Another way to research things is with block, fluid, or biome absorbers. Cool. So we can take the block absorber, right, which needs some slime blocks, which we can make. Really? Am I that low on slimes? Cactus! I really, really need to do more with Botania at some point. Really, really. Need to do more with Botania at some point. There's a lot I need to do still. There's Ars Nouveau, there's Blood Magic, there's Botania things I need to do. I need to get deeper in Mana and Artifice. But I'm just having fun with biomes at this moment. So you can use block, fluid, and biome absorbers to do research as well. So, for example, if I wanted to make sure I got uranium ore, just spitball in here. I believe I can place down a bunch of uranium ores, like this, and place a block absorber on them. And he'll start eating the uranium ore. How cool is that? That's cool. Now, if I had a building gadget, I could probably do this a little bit faster. What if I put you on surface mode? Haha. See it absorbing the uranium ore? And you can see on the tooltip how much it's eaten and what percentage it is. We want to get it up to 100% if we can. I don't think it's necessary, but I think the higher the percentage, the better chance that this thing I'm about to do is going to work. So I did reach out to McJady and asked him, like, help, what's going on? How to things? And he, you know, filled me in with some good information. So specifically, he gave me this tip, that this is another way. So 4 stacks of uranium ore was enough for a fully absorbed block absorber. Now, I think I can research you and get an uncommon lost knowledge atomic disassembler ore. Well, that's cool. Well, that's cool. And that's getting me, ooh, lots of ores. Nice. Look at all that. Look at all that. Wow, I was not expecting, but I'm happy. So there's this uranium ore. So there's 2 uranium ores, and then a uranite or uraninite ore. I don't know which uranium ore is which. That's a problem. Interesting. Copper ore is the same way. So I'm going to assume that like one from one mod, another from another mod. All right, so to make uranium ore here, I may need to absorb another. Yes, I believe that to be true. Yeah. All right, so what has to happen is, so researching it by absorbing it, we could have just kept looking until we got lucky. But because we researched it, we now have access to it. But we need to do another block absorber full of uranium ore. Which I guess means we know we're going to be okay, right? With whichever one I absorb is the one we're going to make the dimension out of. So let's do another block absorber of uranium ore. So that means I need another 4 stacks of uranium ore, something I was not 100% prepared to do. So let me go get my digital miner and our flux point. And this time I'll bring my chest with me. I'm not going to bring the chest with me. What I'm going to do is only mine up a bunch of ore and hang on to the 4 stacks of uranium ore that I get. So I'm, again, just going to haphazardly put this wherever, right? So let's start this bad boy. And rats them up. And it shouldn't take too long to get the 4 stacks, because I think I get about a stack or 2 per iteration, sometimes a little bit more. See, this time we're getting some good RNG. So look, we've already got 4 stacks. Nice. That's cool. Okay. And then the rest of you guys can go into here, right? So that would be this much. And there's your 4 stacks that we need. And that's pretty awesome. Thank you. You go home. So we do need another block absorber. So I'm glad that I got 2 sponges. Very glad for that. Cool. And then I'm just going to repeat what I did a minute ago, right? So now you're tuned to uranium ore because that's the first block you got to absorb. And then I just do the thing and we'll be back in a minute. Alright, there we go. Just got 100% on the block absorber. So now that's going to go in this slot for sure, right? Uranium ore. Then we're also going to need some shards. And the tier 2 versions of those dimlet guys. So that would be you. Right? Some shards. And I actually had some shards already. Some of these common essence dudes, right? So now for uranium ore, we're going to need... Wow, do I have exactly what I need? That is pure coincidence and luck. I'm very pleased about that. And then you guys, right? And then the last thing we're going to need would be, let's see, does this guy also need a sponge? Yeah, these guys all need sponges. All right, just checking. Terrain dimlet, attribute dimlet, feature, biome, biome controller, block dimlet. I assume that's what we need, right? Block? Yeah, that sounds about right. So then you're going to go in there with uranium. All right, so that should be good, right? So uranium ore, create. I guess that worked. I guess that worked. So now we've got tendrils and we've got uranium ore. Cool. So now let's make a dimension out of that. So what I'm going to get, I'm going to remove this one. And I'm just going to extract it. So it's going to give me my digit dimlet 0 back, right? So now what happens is basically there's 1,000 different attributes that a dimension can have, whether it's raining, whether it's sunny, whether it's this biome, what type of biome structure. Is it always one biome? Is it different biomes, right? There's blocks that it can be made out of. There's tendrils. There's like thousands of different combinations of random dimensions, right? If you specify something, it'll have that in it, and then everything else will be random. So if you really want a super custom dimension, you would need to specify all the attributes you want it to have. So we don't have the ability to do that yet. We've only so far gotten this. So I feel like I do that. Error. Dangling blocks. Blocks should come after either a terrain or feature dimlet. Yes, that's what I did. Okay, cool. Block should come after a terrain or a feature dimlet. Oh, before. Block should come before either a terrain or feature dimlet. Did I read that as after? Goodness gracious. So yeah, like these are like modifiers. So think of them like adjectives and nouns, right? So like uranium ore tendrils, right? Not tendrils uranium ore. And that makes sense, right? Like these are uranium ore tendrils, right? So think of it like that. So that, you know you've done it right if it says okay. So we're going to call this uranium tendrils, right? Oh, only lowercase. Okay. Uranium tendrils store. Cool. Now this might have a higher cost of RF, and it does. Creation cost is 120 RF a tick. Maintenance cost is 120 RF a tick. So not bad. Not bad. You ready to check this place out with me? So what I'm going to bring is my digital miner and my rats and my flux point and my ender chest. And we're going to dial up this dimension, uranium tendrils, and check it out. So this place is nice and rainy too. Where are my uranium tendrils though? Is that them? Yeah, look, 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 it worked. Uranium tendrils, woohoo! Look at that. Oh, that's cool. What in the world is this biome though? Mushroom field shore nether wastes. My goodness, this is a place, isn't it? We've got bubble coral blocks. Man, this place is a trip. It very much is. So like it's a weird biome pattern. Look at this. It's like very wonky biome patterns. Oh good, there's ghasts here. No, that's great. No, not at all. I'm kidding. That's complete sarcasm. I am not excited about ghasts. I might make another one of these, we'll see. But what I should be able to do now is something like this, right? So if I config you, right, your config radius 0, min 0, max 100 on the Y level, right? So I can pump that higher, right? Let's make the max like 125 or even 150. Okay. And then if I start you, you've got 11,000 ore to mine. My uranium problems are no more, sir. My uranium problems are no more. That is a lot. That is a lot of uranium ore. That is a lot of uranium ore. I am excited about that. Yes, I am. That is exciting times, for sure. Uranium ore, here I come. Oh, that's glorious. That is glorious. Isn't that cool? I love it. I don't love that it's like super nighttimey and nethery and ghasty and rainy. Like I told you, totally random chance of getting, you know, different attributes in your biomes and your dimension types. We got a pretty not great one, if I'm being honest, but the uranium tendrils are there. We're mining up 10,000 of those uraniums. Hey, look, it's going now. Whee! That's a good time right there. It's a good time indeed. I don't know how it does it. Does it do chunks at a time? Like, wow, look at all that. Oh, wow, that is a thing right here. Look at this. This is what's up. This is all uranium. These tendrils are serious business. Right, though? That is cool. That is super cool. That is super, super cool. It's a really neat looking thing going on there, isn't it? I think so. I want to make sure my rats are safe. Yeah, we have a lot of uranium left to mine. It's Dire just being excited about his silliness. A ridiculous amount of uranium. Next up, let's get some sodium pools. I don't know if that's actually doable. It might be. It might be. You know, technically it's probably possible to get lakes of sodium. Liquid sodium. that we would have to then convert back into gaseous sodium. I'm just saying, it's probably doable. Probably doable. This is almost done. Let me come back when it is done, and then let's go back and just see if sodium is listed on the thing. All right, I think we're in the home stretch here. A couple hundred left. Hey, look, it's clearing it all out. Nice. That's cool to see. All right, so you should be clearing out done. I'm gonna pick up my rats. Mission complete. That is a lot of uranium that we now have to process back at our base, but that's okay. That's automated, so we don't have to worry about that. It'll happen. Well, that's neat. That is certainly neat. And we have lots more uranium left. So, our uranium problems are done. We are well past the wrapping up point for this episode, but I do really quick just want to check in at home. So now, here's the deal, right? As a reminder, if I were to make another dimension with just those two modifiers in them, it would point back to that exact same dimension. So if I want to make one that's different, I need to add digit dimlets to it, right? Just a reminder that that's how it works. And that's why digit dimlets are cool. Let's say that now we want to see, first off, 10,800 uranium, so that's cool. Oh, it's hilarious to me. Sorry, I find it just hilarious. Now, I think you are the slow point, right? So couldn't I do something like this? Oh, yeah, look at that. There it goes. Nice. That's cool. So if I wanted to, I could, like, you know, shuffle these rats around in an intelligible way, and that would be kind of neat. But I think actually that is now the limiting factor, right? This has now become the limiting factor. And if I wanted to, I could, you know, augment these guys so that they could, you know, do more at a time. But because you're going to start backstuffing on uranium crystals now, aren't you? Yeah, so I should probably add some elites to this. So how about now, wrapping up point for the episode. Darryl20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed it, because this was a fun one for me. We'll come back next time, maybe play more with dimensions, maybe do some more things. I definitely need to get more sodium going on, and I did say we would check to see if sodium, right, was a thing if we do all. Liquid sodium is definitely a thing. We would probably need many buckets of liquid sodium, but not the end of the world. So maybe we'll do that. I'm not sure, right? We've got a lot of sodium there. I should go turn on my reactor so that the 512 buckets that I've got backstuffed at the moment. So if I turn you on, that should start, you know, see how much sodium we got? That's pretty cool. And the 512 buckets or so that we've got in here will get used up so that you're running again, right? Ish. And we've got a lot in this pipe to clear out. So that's actually good news, is we're pretty good on sodium, actually. So let's come back next episode and see where we're at with this. All right, Darryl20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.